Folks, stop what you're doing and listen to me right now, because this is the kind of news that you're going to tell your grandkids about. As of this morning, August 14, 2025, President Donald J. Trump has just officially delivered the most sweeping Social Security overhaul in decades, and millions of American seniors are about to cash in big. So we're talking about no more federal tax on your Social Security benefits. We're talking about bigger checks hitting your account and a complete cleanup of fraud and abuse that's been draining this program for years, guys. Now, here's the part that mainstream media will not tell you. This overhaul, it's not just about more money in your pocket. It's about more power. It's about control. And it's about whether seniors will finally have the 21st century service that they deserve, or whether this modernization gamble could open the door to outages, identity theft, and tech hurdles that leave millions and millions of seniors on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans, beneficiaries stranded. So if you think that this is the only twist of the story, you would be wrong. I'm going to show you guys the fraud purge that just removed hundreds of thousands of ineligible accounts. The same funding source that's been paying for all of this without raising your taxes, and why Democrats are already panicking that this plan might actually lock Trump into a second term, or technically a third term. But yeah, you're going to want to hear every single word, because by the end of today, you're going to know exactly how much more money you could see in your Social Security check, direct deposit, however you receive your money, and how soon it is coming, and why this move could be one of the smartest, most patriotic plays of Trump's presidency. So I'm going to go ahead and break it all down. And believe me, the fireworks are just getting started, guys. If you appreciate the news updates, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I really, really do appreciate you guys. My jaw is like really hurting today. I don't know if you guys ever had anything. Maybe I just talk too much. I don't know. I just want to give you guys the news. So today, mark this date down, guys. History was made. President Donald J. Trump sat down behind the Resolute desk, signed his name in bold ink, and in that one single stroke, he rewrote the future for tens of millions of American seniors. And folks, this isn't just another empty Washington press release. This is the culmination of a fight that Trump has been waging for years, a promise that he repeated in rallies, on the campaign trail, and in private messages with senior advocacy groups. Protect Social Security, protect the people who built this country. Now, if you guys are in line with Trump's vision, type protect Social Security, guys. So today, that promise became reality. The ink is dry. The law is official. And for millions of retirees who've watched Washington chip away at their benefits and got pissed off, you guys let me know what you're seeing here. This has been happening for decades, but this is the first time in a long time that they can finally breathe just a little bit easier. So, excuse me. So this isn't just policy. This is a pay raise for the people who earned it. Can I get an amen for that? I mean, but the question now is, what exactly is in this overhaul, and why are some in the media already panicking about this, right? Well, you're about to find out why. Now, most people don't even realize this. Next year's Medicare, the changes that are coming for Medicare, they're already being decided right now as you're watching this video. Now, I partner with Chapter because they keep ahead of the curve. That way you're not blindsided by these Medicare changes. Now, check this out. Leslie Taylor saved $1,000 a year just by picking up the phone call and making changes before prices went up. Catherine Garcia, she got into a plan where she owes absolutely nothing, like a big old Krispy Kreme donut. She doesn't owe anything, guys. And all of her care is paid for. Absolutely amazing. Imagine you're paying X today and then tomorrow you pay nothing. Hey, Chapter works miracles. I can't make any promises, but I'll tell you what, the call is 100% free. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Guys, this is insider knowledge that you're just not going to get from a TV ad. Waiting just basically means that you're going to find out about the changes way too late, and it'll be too late to fix them. So phone numbers down below on your screen, 909-563-8279, or hit them up on the web at askchapter.org/Ron. in order to get ahead of next year's hikes. So check this out. Let's start with the headline change, okay? This is the one thing that is going to make millions of seniors double check their bank statements in disbelief. As of January 1st, most seniors will no longer have their Social Security benefits taxed at the federal level. Now, imagine that. Imagine for a moment, right? The government taking less from you, not more. Now, for the average retired household, that is a savings of $2,500 to $5,400 a year, depending upon whatever your income bracket is. I don't know how much you're getting paid from Social Security right now, but I'm pretty sure most people would be pretty happy with that. $2,500 to $5,400 a year. Hey, that's not pocket change. That's groceries, prescription refills, utility bills covered. I'm just saying, Trump's reasoning is, if you work your entire life, you paid into the system, and it's not some entitlement thing. I mean, and you're living on a fixed income, Washington has no business trying to take a big old chunk out of the check that you already earned, right? I mean, let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure millions will agree with that, but not everybody's cheering about this. You got Democrats, Democrats and some economists are already warning that this could lead to a funding shortfall for the program in the long term. They're calling it fiscal recklessness. Trump calls it fiscal fairness. Let me ask you guys, you're watching the show right now, drop a $2,400 if you support an extra $2,400 hitting your bank account, or if you disagree with that money and you believe it's fiscal recklessness, just type in recklessness instead. Now, here's really where the tension kicks in here. Is this the long overdue relief that seniors have been begging for, or is it a political time bomb that's designed to explode on the next president's watch? So that's a question I'm going to leave for you guys. But this is not the only big change. In fact, I've got several big changes you want to pay attention to. Do not click away from this video. It could cost you thousands if you're not aware, because this overhaul doesn't just stop at eliminating the tax. It actually changes the very formula for how much money you get every single month. And when I tell you how much bigger those checks are going to be, well, you might just drop your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking right now. So now here's where the overhaul goes from big to massive. Eliminating the federal tax on Social Security, that was just the first strike. Trump's team also went after the cost of living adjustment, the COLA formula, and completely rewired it to reflect the real expenses that seniors face. Now, no more pretending that seniors spend like the 20-somethings that are fresh out of college, right? This new formula takes into account the skyrocketing cost of prescription drugs and medical treatments and housing and groceries, the things that actually matter when you're living on a fixed income, right? So under this particular change, the average Social Security recipient could see their monthly check go up by $125 to $215 right out the gate, on top of the savings from no federal tax. Now, for many households, that's the equivalent of adding an extra month's worth of benefits every single year. Can you imagine if you combine that with calling Chapter, and then Chapter saved you an extra certain amount of money? That would be wild, wouldn't it? So anyway, think about this. For the first time in decades, your Social Security check is actually working for you and not against you. But make no mistake, guys, critics are already lining up, calling this an election year giveaway, and supporters are calling it a long overdue correction to a broken system. So how do you guys see it? Now, here's the thing. When you see what Trump did next to make this all possible, you're going to understand why the other side is absolutely panicking. Now, a lot of folks do not know about these changes that are coming down the pipeline. They don't know about Chapter's ability to lower many seniors' Medicare expenses. Share this video with a friend, a neighbor, someone from church who needs to hear about this. Maybe your parents that you're taking care of. I'm not sure what your situation is, but folks need to know what's coming down the pipeline, because in order to pay for these changes, he didn't go after your wallet at all. He went after the fraudsters, guys. He went after the dead weight, the freaking parasites who were bleeding the system dry. So the Social Security Administration, also known as the SSA, under direct orders from the Trump White House, just completed the largest eligibility audit in the history. The result? Get this, guys. 275,000 illegal aliens and fraudulent accounts purged from the system. That's billions in taxpayer dollars saved every single year, and it's now being redirected to the people who actually earned those benefits. If you're happy that Trump removed all of these ineligible illegal aliens from receiving your Social Security benefits, drop a 275K in the comments right now. Now, supporters are calling it a cleanup that was decades overdue. Critics, on the other hand, they're going to find something wrong with anything he does. They're screaming exclusionary and heartless. Come on, guys. Ask yourself this. Should someone who never paid in a dime, who's using a stolen identity, be getting a Social Security check, while seniors who worked 40 years are counting pennies just to pay for their groceries? Does that sound fair to you? So this is the choice that Trump just forced America to face right now. And judging by the polls, the majority of the country is siding with the people who built it. And so this wasn't just about cutting waste. This was about freeing up the cash for the most ambitious modernization of Social Security system in history. But here's a question that nobody can seem to agree on. Is this modernization the leap forward that seniors deserve, or is it a dangerous gamble with their most important lifeline? Now, here's where Trump's overhaul just breaks completely from the past, okay? I mean, we're talking about a full-scale modernization of the Social Security Administration here, guys. We're not talking about just a few new call center scripts. We're talking 200 million mySSA accounts, instant 24/7 access to your benefits, and a promise that most appointments will be handled in 6 minutes or less. Now, check this out. Picture this. No more sitting on hold for 45 minutes while some outdated government system processes your request and then accidentally hangs up on you. Does that piss anybody off? I mean, no more trekking down, across town to a crowded SSA office just to change your direct deposit information. Like, who wants to do that, right? You're going to be able to do it all from your laptop, from your tablet, even your phone, anytime, anywhere. Now, Trump's team is framing this as giving seniors back their time, their independence, and their dignity. Supporters say it's the modernization that seniors deserve. But here's the part that's really kind of dividing the country, all 50 states here, guys. And this is where I really want you to weigh in the comments. Is putting the entire Social Security infrastructure online a brilliant leap into the future? Is this a smart thing to do? Or is it too much of a risky gamble that could leave seniors stranded if the system crashes, or even worse, wide open to cyber attacks and hackers? You guys let me know, because if you think that Trump's opponents are not already weaponizing that fear, you will be wrong. So the second that this modernization plan was announced, the headlines already started flying left and right. Seniors at risk of ID theft. Hackers targets SSA database. Overhaul could trigger mass outages. They were attacking this thing left and right. But let's be clear, guys. President Donald Trump has been ahead of this. His administration has rolled out some of the most aggressive cybersecurity protocols in SSA history, guys. So when you see the headlines, seniors at risk of ID theft, hackers target SSA database, overhaul could trigger mass outages, know that Trump is aware of these things and he's doing his best to safeguard against this. He has had his team implement multi-factor authentication, encrypted data storage, real-time intrusion detection. These aren't just buzzwords, guys. These are layers and layers of armor around your benefits. And so here's the reality. No system is bulletproof. Outages happen. Hackers can get smarter. We know this, right? And the elderly are oftentimes prime targets of scams and phishing attempts. And so this is why the rollout isn't just about technology. It's really about training, outreach, and a full-blown public awareness campaign to make sure that seniors know exactly how to protect themselves. Now, still, the tension is real. Supporters say supporters are saying that Trump is modernizing without compromising safety. Would anyone else agree with that? Now, critics are warning that this is an experiment that's being conducted on the very people that are least equipped to deal with a tech disaster. And all of this is happening while Trump makes another bold move. He's handing the keys of the SSA to a man who's never run a government agency before, but who has built his career on fixing broken systems. Now, the question is, will that corporate mindset save the program or reshape it into something that's unrecognizable? Now, Trump didn't just change the rules. He changed the leadership. And in typical Trump fashion, he didn't go with another career bureaucrat who's been spending 30 years pushing paper in DC. No, he tapped Frank Bisigno, okay? This is a Wall Street powerhouse with a track record of taking bloated, inefficient operations and turning them into lean, high-performing machines. This is the guy who's negotiated billion-dollar deals, modernized corporate infrastructure, and driven some massive cost savings without sacrificing service or quality. Trump's pitch: if we want the SSA to work for seniors instead of working against them, we need a leader who knows how to win in the real world, not just shuffle memos around between cubicles. Supporters are calling this an absolutely genius move. Finally, someone with the skills to run the SSA like a precision organization operation instead of a sluggish government agency. Now, critics, what do you think they said? They're already sounding the alarm, saying too much business first thinking. He'll treat seniors like customers, not citizens. Okay, so here's a question I got to ask you guys, okay? Ask yourselves this. Is that really a bad thing? Because the next part of this plan really proves Trump and Bisigno aren't just cutting costs. They have actually found the money to make this overhaul happen without even touching your wallet. Ooh, I love that. So here's where Trump's strategy really comes into focus. And I really hope you guys are appreciating the information because this is breaking news, guys. So Trump's strategy really comes into focus here. Washington's default answer to how do we pay for this? It's always the same: raise taxes, borrow more money, or both, right? Oh, let's just see what the Fed has to say with this. Like, does anyone even trust Jerome Powell? Anyway, they're not doing that this time. Trump's overhaul, it's being funded through tariff surpluses, billions coming in from trade tariffs, trade deals, tariff enforcement that his administration put into place, plus the massive savings from purging fraud and ineligible recipients out of the system. So this means every dollar spent on boosting payments, eliminating taxes on benefits, and upgrading SSA technology, it's being paid for without taking another dime out of your paycheck. I'm on board with that. Are you? All right. So supporters call it fiscal genius. This is evidence that you can actually reform a major federal program without punishing the people who it's supposed to be serving. Critics, of course, they're waving the unsustainable flag, right? Saying tariffs are unpredictable and fraud savings might dry up. But here's the big thing, guys. If you've been following Trump for the last decade, you know he has been underestimated before. And every time his opponents end up asking the same questions that they're asking right now. How did he pull this thing off? Now, before we even get to that, we need to talk about the reaction from Congress and of course, the reaction from the media. And let me tell you guys, the split could not be any more dramatic. So the ink was barely dry on Trump's Social Security overhaul when the reaction started pouring in. Republicans in Congress called it a restoration of dignity for American retirees. They're framing it as basically proof that a government program can, in fact, be improved without raising taxes, cutting benefits, or burying seniors in red tape. Now, many are hailing it as the most significant Social Security reform in a generation. Democrats, on the other hand, they're in full warning mode, talking about long-term solvency risks, political gimmicks, and accusing Trump of using seniors as pawns for short-term political gain. And of course, the media, completely split. Conservative news outlets, they're celebrating the elimination of taxes on Social Security as a massive quality of life boost for retirees. Liberal mainstream news networks, MSNBC, CNN, you name it, they're running segments questioning the modernization rollout and whether the tech upgrade could lock seniors out who are not computer savvy. Now, it's the classic Washington divide. One side saying this is historic, the other side saying this is reckless. But here's the thing, guys. Seniors, they don't have to wait years to find out what this means for them. Changes are hitting right now. So this isn't one of those laws that sits in a drawer for like 2 years before you see a penny. Starting next month, your Social Security check could look very different. First, no federal tax taken out for most seniors. That means more of your money stays in your pocket immediately. And make sure you share this video with anyone who doesn't even know that yet, because this is breaking news. Second, the COLA boost kicks in, calculated under a new formula that actually matches your real world expenses, medicine, housing, groceries, not just the generic inflation rate. Now, here's the really big one. You're going to see these changes clearly in your mySSA account. This is where you can check your updated payment amount, confirm the tax removal, and even see the exact dollar difference from last year. Not so tech savvy? No problem. Trump's SSA overhauls include dedicated assistance for seniors who want these updates explained over the phone or in person. So that way you're not getting left behind. Bottom line here, guys, is this. This is not just a policy change. This is cash in hand for millions of seniors who have been told for years that Social Security was off limits for improvement. Trump just proved them wrong. So we need to step back just for a second, okay? This isn't just about bigger checks or better service, or this is about keeping a promise that Washington told you was impossible. For decades, both parties, they danced around Social Security. They've, warned about crisis, and they blocked all sorts of Social Security increases. They threatened cuts, or even quietly chipped away at your benefits. But Donald J. Trump just proved something that no one in the DC establishment wanted to admit. You can strengthen Social Security, provide Social Security increases, protect it, and increase what seniors take home without raising taxes or borrowing a dime. So if you're all for Social Security increases, drop in increases in the comment section down below, guys. This is America First applied to retirement. It's the same philosophy that rebuilt the economy, renegotiated trade, and put the American worker and now the American retiree ahead of a globalist list of priorities. So let's be clear. This is not charity. Social Security, let me know if you disagree that Social Security is not an entitlement. You earned this. You worked, you paid in, you built this country. Trump's overhaul, it's not a handout. It's a hand back. So here's my message to every senior that's watching the show right now. First of all, I really hope that you guys appreciate the time and effort that it took to put this information together so that I can share it with you. But for the first time in decades, Washington didn't take from you. It gave back. And whether you love Trump or not really doesn't matter. History will remember this as the moment that the system bent. It really was bent to serve the people and not the other way around. But this fight is not over yet. In fact, the same voices who told you that this couldn't happen, they're already plotting out how to undo this thing. That's why staying informed, staying engaged, and knowing exactly what is at stake is more important than ever, guys. So if you think Social Security's overhaul is big, wait until you see the next move that Trump is lining up. And YouTube thinks you're going to love the video that's on your screen right now. It is the one where I break down the next massive policy that could put even more money in your pocket. Click that video and I will see you there.